Hey, what's up guys, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the new, fastest high ground retake. Now I say new because not many big, well-known creative warriors do this, and it's the second fastest thing to do, right behind a double 90. So in this video, I'm going to be going over that move, comparing it to 90s, and then showing you all the variations that you can do with it. I'm also going to whip out the hand cam as well, like I do in all my retake videos. My next video will most likely be a setup tour since I have a bunch of new equipment, so if you do want to catch that, make sure you subscribe. All my socials are at the bottom of the screen as always, and let's get into it. So what this move basically is a double jump out or a double side jump. And there's a lot of ways to do this, protected and unprotected. I'm just going to start off by explaining the mechanics and the speed of this move, and then I'm going to get into all the protected and other variations. Keep in mind, I've seen barely any big players doing this move, but after this video, I can almost guarantee it being used a whole lot more. So now I've got the hand cam set up. This is what the move looks like in full speed. So as you can see, if I slow it down here, it's just a simple jump out, then you place a cone above yourself, and then you go into another jump out. You're landing on the ramp both times, which means you're getting as high as possible, as quick as possible. So to break this down for you, basically what it is I'm placing something above my head in order to do a side jump. But what I'm doing is I'm landing on the ramp, and then I'm placing a cone above myself, and then going into another side jump, landing on the ramp again. So as you can see, the mechanics are like a double 90 because you're jumping from a ramp to another ramp and then to another ramp. So that's why it's the second fastest way of getting high ground at the moment. So as you can see here, the double 90 ramping out once is the same height as a double side jump. So now I'm just going to time test it to see how far the double side jump is behind the double 90. So I just recently switched to PC, so my 90s aren't the fastest 90s at the moment, but this is just a general comparison to get a brief idea. So as you can see, the speed of the double jump out is very close to the double 90, and nothing really comes close to the speed of a double 90 except this double jump out, and I'm not really sure why too many people aren't doing this at the moment. Now yes, the double jump out is a lot harder to do, but that also makes it a lot more unpredictable because people have been doing double 90s for like 4 seasons now. They're really predictable in build fights, so if you can pull off a double jump out, it will be a lot more beneficial, and when I start going over the protection methods, it gets even better. So now as you can see, a triple 90 is the same height as a double jump out 180, so I'm just going to compare these two as well. Now that I've gone over the speed, I'm just going to give you a few tips I use on how to land it more often. So what I prefer to do when jumping out is I prefer to go to the right, although I can do both. The only reason the right is the easiest is because Fortnite is a right hand peek game, which means as you can see, your crosshair is on the right side of your body, which means you can see more of the right. This is the same reason why a right hand peek is a lot better to have in a gunfight, because you can actually shoot and half your body's covered. So in this situation, we can actually see out a lot more before we jump. Whereas if we're jumping to the left, you can't see that much. Now the best way I find for nailing these jump outs is to jump right on this straight bit of wood here. And it's a lot easier if you're running upwards, because then all you have to do is angle your body out to the right a tiny bit and you'll land on it. So if I just run up the side there, like you literally can't miss. It's really easy doing that method. Although in some situations you might be stuck under a flat ramp and you have to jump out from this angle, which is a little bit harder to get the timing down. But if you do get the opportunity when you're ramping up to kind of angle your body outwards like this, then all you have to do is just jump. And you'll nail it every single time. It's actually really easy to get down. So then from flowing the first jump into the second jump, what you want to do is you kind of want to look above halfway on your ramp. So halfway is about here. You just want to pull out your pyramid, and if you hold L1, it will automatically place. So you want to jump, flat ramp, look up, L1. You don't look up all the way, you just want to look up above halfway on the ramp, and then you can go into another one. So run up, jump, place a cone, and as you can see, I jumped up, on an angle facing this way, which means if I kept momentum, I would have landed in my second side jump. So you're probably thinking, oh, well, that's pretty cool to get high ground, but you're like really exposed when doing this. And that's when the protected variations come in. So the first and most obvious is to just place a wall through your cone like this for protection for when you jump. So this right here is a really old meta, but if you combine it with a double jump out, what you're doing is you're placing a wall prematurely, placing the flat ramp, then the cone, and then you got to place another wall, and then do that. So now we're looking at a little bit more protection, and that should look something like this. Another thing you can do is that if this is your enemy's cone, or if you place a flat cone, you can actually edit that flat and then place a wall through. Another super protected variation is that you prematurely place the wall and the cone before you side jump, so that when you come up, you're protected like this, and if you want to go onto a double, you place the wall and the cone once again. Doing just a standard double jump out with no protection is hard enough, so doing all these protection methods is going to take a lot of practice, but consistency is key. This is my first time trying the double protected side jump, so I'm going to try it right now. So close. Alright, so that was it, except I didn't put the cone here. Alright, so we didn't quite get that one, but that move is probably the hardest out of all of them. Now moving on to the next one. So some people don't like placing their walls prematurely because it kind of gives away the position of which way you're going to jump. So instead you can actually place the walls after you jump. Me personally, I prefer when you pre-place the wall, only because it gives you more protection to side jump, whereas I feel like if you place the walls after then jump, you're more exposed while you're jumping, which gives your opponent an easier shot. Also, one thing to note is that you can't do a double jump out with this method, because if you place a cone here, it blocks off your momentum, so you'd have to change directions. So I'm just going to leave you with some random free builds I got while filming this video. I'm a bit of a bot at the moment because I only switched to PC 4 days ago, as well as it's really hard to play with a hand cam. But that's it for this video. It was just a quick one on some double jump outs and a few jump out variations. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.